Hey everybody, Tony Jones here.
I'm Reverend Russell, and this is the Hardest Question video blog, and this week it's Ordinary 31, and we are winding down year B.
And welcome to Russell's house.
Oh yeah, I'm glad to have you all here.
As opposed to the echoey Spark House place we usually are.
Or the veranda.
Yes. Here's my question about this week's text for you. How outrageous do you think it would have been for a rabbi to add on to the Shema?
That is what is so remarkable about this, yeah.
Like that people don't want to stone him for adding on to the Shema and being like, he's like, well, the Shema and love your neighbor as yourself. I would be like, whoa, dude, you just like threw down on Yahweh or something.
And I think in this week's post on the Gospel too, that Carol kind of gets at that question too. And it just seems completely, I mean, why don't they want to stone him? Why after this they dare not ask him any more questions? Because it was like, oh, he nailed it?
It reminds me of the, did you see the Saturday Night Live sketch about the second debate? And Obama, they're like, and Obama, whatever, he basically 8 miles Mitt Romney, and then he just drops the mic. And then it's a little bit like that, right?
That's what Jesus does.
Yeah, he just drops the mic and like, I'm out. That's it.
Upset.
And it would be an interesting place too, wouldn't it, for Mark to end the gospel here?
Right.
Because we don't have a resurrection in Mark.
Right, he might as well have ended it here.
Right? And so Jesus like, ooh.
Yeah.
He just won up Yahweh. That's it.
But then he goes, I mean, because he's not done with his rampage yet. After this, he kind of like, he dispenses with them, and then he goes and takes out the temple system.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, right. So I think it's a fascinating kind of text, and you do maybe wonder about that kind of thing of, how would this have been heard by his initial hearers? They seem to be impressed by it.
Yeah, very much
not scandalized by it, but I don't know.
Yeah, I know, and this is also another interesting point. We always try in the Hardest Question to like shy away from ethical questions.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of, you can do that, and it's not...
The Bible's full of that.
Yeah, and plus we can... everybody knows the answers to those questions, right? They're not that interesting.
Right.
So to just ask, well then, are we loving our neighbor as ourselves, or do we just, I mean...
Oh, boy. Please don't preach that.
Yeah, don't preach that. Instead, I mean, I think there's something about the radical deconstruction of everything they held sacred here.
Sure.
That Jesus is always sort of deconstructing this power structure.
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, by going back to the Shema and then adding to it, he's a little bit setting a reset button, isn't it, on all the law?
Yeah, right.
On the entire Torah.
Right.
And he's saying, in some ways, let's get back to the basics, but also, let's add to it.
Right.
Like he's a bit of a revisionist history.
Right, and he's just not going, okay, it's not just the horizontal, it's the vertical.
Right, yeah.
Is there as well.
Well, it's interesting stuff, and
we don't have a super hard question about it, but I guess it would be, who does Jesus think he is?